Man United podcast with Bidds and Monty. Welcome. What an episode we've just had.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I have to say, that episode we've just had with Ant Malbon was awesome. The experience this guy's had, everyone can relate. And if you can relate in anything during this episode, drop it in the comments. We want to know.
Let us know. Because, boy, he touched all my emotions.
Yes,
Everything.
mate. Yes, mate.
Laughing. I was speechless. I was like feeling a bit like, oh my God, it was mad.
Yeah.
But good.
Mad. But before we get to it, I want a big shout out to my man Ziggy. He streams on Twitch and his streams have been awesome. Why? Because they've been mental health talk. They stream every night and there's I think, if I'm not wrong in saying here, they have got a psychologist on with him. So the talks are awesome. I jump in quite a lot, just see what he's doing and what they're on about. And you can relate to everything they're saying, just like our episodes. So I'm going to drop his links in the YouTube channel right now. Get on the links, follow, and have a jump into his stream, man. Do it.
Spread the love.
Spread the love, baby. And also, Luke. Oh, you can't see it. It's lighted here. Woo. That is the beard balm from the Man-Made Beard Company. And I can tell you now, absolute pure sex in my beard right now. It just feels amazing. So I'm going to drop the links in. Get on there. If your husband or partner's got a beard, or if you're listening and you've got a beard and you want to look after it, get on the link, Pody 10. It'll help us out, and also it will help the charity Mind, because 5% of his profits go to them. So both help us out.
And also will help your beard.
Yes, exactly, mate. Get on it. I think you need to get some in, bro.
I need to, man.
It's growing nice, that is. Look at that. Woohoo! Yeah, boy.
We're getting there. Slowly but steady. We're getting there.
Yeah, and also like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please.
Just share the love. Spread it. Be kind. Come on.
And YouTube is doing really well. iTunes and Spotify and all the other platforms we're on are awesome. We fucking love you all. Enjoy this episode. Hey, up. We've got Malbino. What is happening?
Oh, how are we?
Where did that nickname come from?
Kids Grove? I don't even know.
Is it
how it started, Vale? I think it was Ian Cooper did it on the Twitter account. I think I scored a couple of goals.
Yeah.
Must have done a trick or something. And it's put Malbino. Then it's just stuck from there.
So I thought it would have so it's quite new then. It's not like from back in like Kidderminster days.
Oh no! It was Kids Grove. I've been there now about 5 years. So. It's about 5 years old, yeah, but yeah, it's not a bad name.
It's not a bad name.
I'll take it. That's how I introduce myself to all the chicks. I'm only joking, babe.
So would it be right in me saying that your footballing kind of career started right at the start? Was it Derby County?
Yes, I was at Derby at the under-16s. That was my first ever.
Yeah, like competitive.
Yes, I was always played Sunday League. I always played a year above myself in there growing up. So when I was I would say under 13s, always played like under 14s and all that kind of thing. Then I went to Derby under 16s last year at school.
Nice. How was that? What was that like? different than Sunday League.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, it was when they were in the Premier League as well. The year when they got their least amount of points, I think it was. So I think Paul Jewell was a manager with that. Robbie Savage and all them were there. So I've gone from playing on Bradley pitches to Derby's training ground, because their training grounds are unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So like going there, and I think my first game was against Aston Villa, and I ended up scoring 2.
Nice.
Then it just went from there really, and it was good because the level of players you're coming up against. I think that was when Man City just started becoming good. Their academy and all. I remember playing against like teams like that, and they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
But the thing itself was massive, because like I say, you're going from playing from your mates on Sunday League to coming up against up and coming players who've ended up playing in the Prem and all had a good career in football. So it was good. Yeah,
different feeling. It's a bit more intensity than just tipping up on a Sunday with the old shin pads and boots.
Yeah, massively. It was a training that probably first, but like not put it up, but we were training like 3 times a week. I think it was Monday, Wednesday, and Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It was so we were training 3 times a week doing that. And obviously, I used to train once a week on a Sunday evening. So you're a young lad who's wants to go out with all his mates and go back, do you know what I mean, and do all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, he goes from that to having trained 3 times a week and play on a Saturday and all that kind of thing. So I think that was hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I was one of them people that love going out all the time with, like, say, with going hanging about on the streets and just playing football on the streets, or, you know, causing a little bit of mischief and all that kind of thing. So going from that to that was a real like culture shock to me.
Yeah. Hey, Monty, bit of bobber knocking. You do a bit of bobber knocking in your day.
Yeah. Bobber knocking, cotton knocking.
What is that? What is that?
You don't know what bobber knocking is?
What we do. We died on top. We used to ride on top of a garage, like tie cotton to someone's like knocker on top of the garage and pull it so it goes knock. Then we'd lie down on top of the guys as they come out and look. And as soon as they shut the door again, you'd do it again and slide again. It's brilliant.
You see if I'd done that in Colombia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, true. Never thought of that.
That's why I don't know what it is, what it was.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do it.
Nah.
Edge hopping as well. Did you do that? Bit of edge hopping.
No, anything like that, bro. Nah.
If there's like a real good straight of gardens.
Melton Road back at Groomies.
Nah, mate.
Melton Road was the best for that.
The 5th one, mate. You're getting with a baseball bat. Someone's waiting for you.
Oh, we had Knife Man. Knife Man had come out for you.
Knife Man?
You had to avoid Knife Man an hour end, yeah.
See?
Be careful of that.
Knife Man still with us?
To be fair, we
haven't heard of him for ages.
Let's find out. Let's go find Knife Man.
TVR man as well. He was murdered. Going back and chasing his TVR for days. Honestly.
Yeah, to be fair,
TVR man.
We had one like that in Colombia. We used to call him. What was his name? Anyway, there was this name that we used to call him. Right, this guy had this big pedal bike. He had like spikes on them. He was dressed like a robot, mate. And every time we called him this weird name, he used to bring out this big machete and I would chase around the whole town.
Machete?
Yeah, mate.
That has painted me a great picture of your childhood.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. As a child, when you're growing up, we're fearless, you get me? Like, in terms of,
definitely.
You're calling people this, and you know it's dangerous to call a certain person.
Yeah.
And you're just calling them names, you're just doing that, you knocking and lying down and things like that. And then we grow up, it's like, nah, I'm scared.
Yeah. I'd love have that feeling of like not being like not having the fear anymore like I was when a kid, because I don't know, you know, Bath Pool, it's a local park around Kidsgrove Way. There's a tunnel just as you come through the entrance, and then you come off into the woods. Go down a bit. There's a big massive tunnel, and I'd say it's a good 50-foot drop. Yeah. And there's a massive branch that hangs over the top of this. You know what went on that? Tree swing, mate.
Tree swing, oh yeah.
So, and the branch wasn't the best branches, and you just swing out with 50-foot drop, and right below you've got like boulders and all sorts at the bottom. And the police used to come down all the time and cut it. So we make another one, and then they come and they cut it. And then it comes to the point where they just, poof, they just chop the fucking branch off. We were fuming, man.
I thought they chopped the whole tree down.
Nah. You see, because it's like that, mate. It's like, if I saw a tree swing over a 50-foot drop now with boulders and everything at the bottom.
Man, you'd be panicking, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Like, no, not today.
When you're younger, though, that's a challenge. Can I not fall? Oh, I'll try. I'll go as fast as I can and see if I don't fall.
Yeah. Swing as far as you can out. And you hear the branch going. I
don't even go down the hill now fast on my bike. I have to go dead slow just in case. When you're younger, like, I'm pressing my brakes all the way down now.
Yeah.
My brakes are going.
It's like them
just
hoverboards.
go quicker.
It's like them hoverboards, isn't it? Have you been on one of them yet?
Nah, I'm doing that. No way.
Hey, the kids have got one. I'm fucking shit scared of standing on it. I'm like this on the side. Nah, not for me. So, if there was one thing I'd want back from my childhood, it'd be that just fuck for you. I might be dead by now, but at least you'd have fun, right?
Yeah.
You'd have fun. Talking of fun, Port Vale. Was that fun for you, Malbs?
I think in the youth team, it was at first. When I first started, I say from Derby, and it was one of them where you go live in digs in Derby, get like offered a scholarship, or go back living at home.
Yeah,
round the corner, live like from Sneed Green. So Vale was just up the road, and so I went to training with Vale after my first training session with him. Andy Porter and Mark Grew were the youth team managers. I only did one training session with him, and they offered me a scholarship straight away.
No way.
So so I was very, very lucky there, and it was on my doorstep. I just couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
So played Carlisle on the weekend after I signed. Started for the youth team. Bear in mind, I'm still in school, so I was buzzing. Scored. I think we lost 2-1 or 3-1, but I scored.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there, and I enjoyed my time. I was very lucky in the youth team to play with some of the players I played with, and just and come up against the players I did as well. It was very enjoyable for the 2 years I was in. Well, the 3 years I was in the youth team. What
with a scholarship? What does that entail? Does it entail like class work as well as playing?
Yes, basically what it is so we got offered a 2-year scholarship. It was so obviously when I was in under-16s in the youth team, you're still a schoolboy, so you travel with them, but you wouldn't get paid because you're still in school. So as soon as you get off that scholarship, when you leave school, I think my first year was £55 a week, and you had to go college down Fenton College on a Tuesday afternoon and Thursday all day. I believe it was Thursday all day. Yeah, Thursday all day to do a BTEC, like a BTEC sports diploma. It was.
Oh,
so you do that for 2 years, but also you do your coaching, level 2 coaching as well. So you do that, or you do all that over the 2 years. So you did come. The one thing I will say, the good about the youth thing is you do come out with a qualification and something.
Yeah.
You do look for things outside of football as well, which is a good thing, because there's a lot of people who do go into the youth team, don't they? And then all of a sudden they think that's the dream, that's what they're going to do. Then when they do get released, it just hits them like a pile of bricks. So as much as it's hard preparing for life outside of football, you do start that from the youth team.
Yeah, and then from the youth team to the first team. Was that? Or was it reserves and then first?
No, basically how it was is obviously I played in the youth team and the reserves. You get offered after the 2 years, you get offered a professional contract. Yeah. So I got offered one, which you're in the first team. Obviously you can play reserve football. You can't play youth then, because obviously you're too old. So if you're not playing first team football, you will be playing reserves. And I think that's when it went basically downhill really for me, where I just hated football. Yeah, I just didn't like. It was Micky. I don't know. I've never been afraid to say this. As good as he was at Vale and all that for some people, for me, he was a bully.
Yeah,
he was just an outright bully for me.
In what way? What way was that?
The way he used to like pick on us all the time in the youth team. Like the used to. Back then, I was like, say, I'm a big lad now, but back then he used to call me a right fat prick and fat twat. Yeah, he used to do all them kind of things. I remember once where he'd one of them people that would humiliate you in front of everybody.
Oh, mate.
So people would sit there and saying like, oh, that's how football should be. Like he was doing it for challenging. No, he wasn't. In my eyes, and this is my story, he was never doing it to challenge. He was doing it to make you fear him, if you get what I mean. And I understand there's a great difference in fear and respect.
Yes.
Now there's a massive. You can still fear somebody and respect him. I feared him and didn't respect him because of the way he was. Wow. So I would never have ran through a brick wall or anything for him. Other people love that kind of thing, and they did. Yeah. But I think for me that's why I always end up rebelling against him, because that's how he was. So obviously later on when we talk about different things, you'll understand the managers who I like playing for compared to him, if that makes sense. But it wasn't just. I remember loads of things because someone forgot to put toilet paper in the first team dressing room. He was supposed to be one of the youth team lads.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. I don't really care, to be fair. He waited in and then he'd just come out and just not even wiped his arse, and he'd come out and just cane everyone, calls all like everything under the sun, say release you're not good enough, play for this club and all that kind of thing, all over toilet paper, and you're just thinking, what's going on here? There was loads of things. He was just a bully, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Whether people like it or not, I don't really care. That's my opinion, and it's very valid for the things I went through when I was like when he was the manager.
Yeah, so it's your experience, isn't it?
I reckon, like, as a youth team player, obviously, growing up and wanting to be a professional footballer, or if that was your dream, I bet, or I'm guessing wrong.
Yeah, mate, yeah, 100%, yeah.
And then having, like, obviously, a manager who just, instead of sort of, like, guiding you and showing you respect, obviously, respect is earned regardless.
Yes.
When you're a young professional coming through, the first thing you need to do is earn the respect and the trust of the first team players and the manager. But then how can you even do that as a youth team player if you're not being respected yourself?
Yeah.
Being just shown and, like, in your case, bullied.
Yeah, that's how I felt, yeah.
That must have affected you, like, moving forward.
Yeah, well, it did. I think that's why, obviously, the reasons why I end up like leaving, because it come to a point where I just wouldn't show up. I just didn't want to be around him. So, like, I did. The one of the main instances was going Ireland with the first team. So we're supposed to go a pre-season tour.
I read about it.
So basically, what it was is it was going away in Ireland for a week in a little town. His pre-seasons were horrible, but the running and that net, it never bothered me. That never bothered me. Do you get what I mean? Like, it was horrible. It really was. But the more I thought, I was thinking, would I want to go away for a week with him? I've got none of my family or anything around me, and allow him to try and, like, in my head, like, cane me, bully me, and try and make me feel this big in front of all the first team and all that kind of thing when I just signed my first contract. So the more I weighed it up, bearing in mind, like, all through when it's talking about football, I was top goal scorer in the youth team. Yeah. Whenever I played in reserves, I'd scored. I played all through, like, the pre-season games for the first team. I scored. So it was never me football ability that ever held anything back without sounding big-headed.
Yeah.
It was just the way he treated me. And it never, and like that Ireland thing, and the more I weighed it up, I was speaking to my mate Ben O'Connell, and then I was like, I ain't going. He goes, what do you mean? I says, I ain't going. I says, I am not going away with him for a week in another country, even if it was only Ireland, in another country, for him to do that to me in another country. He says, there's no way. Because if it was outside on the street and or anything, if he spoke to me like that in the streets, we'd deal with it there and then.
Yeah.
But as a manager, you can't be saying stuff like that. That's outrageous of a youth lad saying that. And I shouldn't have even thought that. But that's probably my age as well, the immaturity of my age.
How old were you at the time?
17, turned 17. So that's how I felt. Now being the age I am, and the older, the experience, more wiser, I'd have dealt with it more differently. I'd have gone in and saying, "Why do you keep doing that? Are you doing it to motivate me, or are you doing it to please yourself or whatever?" And then I'd up conversation and sort it. And for his reasons might have been totally different to the way I'm thinking, but I never knew where I stood. Never, ever knew.
I was about to ask you, obviously it's happened, and if you, like you just said, if you could go back in time and you know better now in regards of how to handle things, how to basically go and face your fears, right?
Yeah. I was petrified of him. I was scared of that man, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm sure you might have heard the stories, you know what I mean? I was hot. Man, I never trusted a guy who was born in Sheffield but had a Cockney accent, mate. Trust me. There's no way. I'm not having that, mate. I was petrified of him, mate. No, never trust a man who's got a Cockney accent from Sheffield.
What I'm saying, if you could go back in time and then go in his office and say to him, "Look, I want to understand why you keep calling me the names you're calling me. I think in my eyes it's bullying." Because I think in this day and age, you can't do that now.
No. Yeah.
If you do that and then he comes out and says something that you're not happy with, how would you then react? If he says, "Well, I'm calling you," say for example, he will say, "Yeah, I'm calling you that because that's who you are and you need to be quicker or you need to be sharper." But even though you're scoring the goals, if he said something like that, what would you do?
I don't. It's a good question because, again, during the age, I was obviously slim. I was slimmer. I was fit because playing for Micky Adams, you were never not fit. Doesn't matter if you were playing or not. The amount of running you used to do, I don't know. I'd probably take it more on the chin. I would say if he sit there and says, "Well, yeah, you're scoring, you're doing this, but your hold up play poor," I'd been like, "Okay, I'll go work on that."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll go out and I'll improve and all that. Because I know at the beginning of my career, I always felt that was one of my worst things, was my hold up play. Now it's one of my main things because of other managers have come up and spoke to me.
Very tough touch, Jeez. Magic.
Do you know what I mean? Other managers come up and turn around and goes, "You're good at doing that, but you need to improve your hold up play because it's all right scoring.
Yeah.
But you're costing us 2 goals because it's coming from." And football's not just about the end; it's about the first phase of play. If that first phase of play comes in, and I'm not getting hold of it, I lost it. Bang up the other end, they go and score. 9 times out of 10, the defenders haven't done there. But the main reason is because I haven't held that ball up front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he come up and turned around and spoke to me that when he said that, then I'd have took it no problem whatsoever. But I think also as well, going at that time, let's not get it twisted. Loads of things were going through my head. I was like, am I just being stupid? I want to talk about that's how I felt in bullying me.
Yeah.
I was thinking, am I being stupid? Am I overreacting? There's loads of things. So I think that was the main thing is because I just never knew what to expect, never knew what was going on. And I was going in every day wishing I wasn't there.
Wow.
Because I didn't know what was going to happen or what was said.
That must not be a good place to be in.
No.
Something that you love, you enjoy, to then waking up and thinking, shit, I have to go and train today.
Yeah.
That must be a horrible place to be in.
Because the players, in terms of the players were not got a bad word to say about any of the players when we were there. I faced Tyler when he was born. I was 17, so I was in the youth team. And this is another instance where I'll go from with the Micky Adams story, actually. And I remember saying all lads would go congratulate Joe Anyon. He brought me a cot. and someone else brought in this baby thing, so like a baby rocker, and they brought in the youth team locker room and put it there for me. So I brought it there, and I was like, gobsmacked, like, loved it. Micky Adams come in and goes, "What's that?" I said, "I'm having a baby." He was like, "Are you what, are you having a baby? You don't want to do that," and all that. And I'm just thinking, what the hell? Yeah. And that's then when I've always had that bad hip. So anyone who sits there and says, "Oh, he's not a bad guy," to me, always will be because of them comments. You know what I mean?
Did he ever praise you in any way? Did he ever give any positivity out at all?
Not that I can. I think there was one time. Not really. One time, sorry, that I can definitely remember. And I think we played Rotherham in the reserves, and I scored. And he did, and he was like, "Oh, you just ended that lad's career," like. And I thought, "Oh, bloody hell, that was the only time I can ever remember." But it definitely, the bad times did. We're under that sense was 90% bad, and then the 10% still. Just because he said one thing here and there and there, still never made up for all the other things that I went through during that time. Like,
Monty, have you ever had any kind of bad feelings of other clubs where you've been and you thought, "Oh, fuck's sake, don't want to go today because of that twat"? Yeah.
I've always been. I'll say when I first went to Oldham, right, and obviously we had so the manager that took me there ended up obviously losing his job after obviously nearly towards the back end of the season because we weren't doing as well.
Yeah.
And he come in and I had a year left, and he judged me straight away for the way I walked.
Huh? So what the fuck?
Angry, I'm quite tall. I look lazy. I'm quite like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just said to me, "Look, you basically you're not my style of player." And I was thinking, you've not even seen me training yet. He said, "Yeah, you know what? I'm putting you on a transfer list." And that was the first time I sort of experienced not sort of being wanted and appreciated.
Yeah.
But it was mainly due to the fact that I walked different to someone else.
Yeah,
But then I went into pre-season. With that in the back of my mind, I've been told to leave, so obviously I've got to get myself as fit as I can. But once it just became about myself, you get me? It became about me against myself, not what he said, not what they said.
Yeah.
And I was still young as well, so I was thinking, well, I need to enjoy my football and put what he said in the back of my mind. Train. And he came back literally after a week and said, "You know what? I've changed my mind. You're not leaving. If someone wants you, they're gonna have to pay."
Wow.
So he was 1 minute. So I was basically in the process of moving and getting another club and speak to my agent to then I can leave on a free to then this club's being told no, he can't leave on a free because he's staying here.
Yeah.
And the time I didn't feel wanted, but I had to change, make my own luck.
Yeah.
But obviously it's different to what Ant experienced, you get me? Because a different type of manager, a different generation to the manager that I had, because the manager I had obviously wasn't as brutal as that. He was more like, "I don't like your style, so you're gonna have to names." He never basically made me feel a type of way in front of players.
I just think with all that on my end, I would have liked to have just been instead of being constantly critical or name calling and it's so petty, isn't it, when I'm saying stuff like that?
Yeah.
But it's the constant name call and all that kind of. I'd just like to know where I stood and just speak to me like a man. I know I was first team and get 18, but treat me still like a man instead of a kid. Do you know what I mean? And just either be on it or just tell me, or if, like I just said earlier, if that was the way you wanted to motivate me, because it has been from the stories I'm being told, that is the way you motivate some people. That wasn't for me. But you don't treat everybody the same, and that's for your style. Everyone's different, and and I can experience this on a Sunday morning. Managing Sunday football for me has been the biggest learning curve ever, because I can understand how some managers are now. I know I can turn around and I could say Biddy, for instance. I know he loves a tackle. That's what he's always done. I'll moan at him for giving away fouls and all that kind of thing. But am I going to take that out of his game? Right, if you keep doing that, I'm not going to play you. Or do you get what I mean? Like, and the managers do that.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't do that. I'll still say, and I've said it to you plenty of times, stay on your feet and like that instant. Don't do that there.
Yeah.
But then I would not then berate him and go, what a dick, what a prick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Football's about the most fingers in football is about expressing your feelings. Your best players, you're getting out by letting them express themselves, understand the discipline side of it and all that kind of thing. Because discipline in football is key to winning things also. But you've got to allow them have that little bit of freedom as well of going. I just never thought I had the freedom under him to go out and express myself because I was always dead afraid of making a mistake.
And that's the worst thing, you know. Like in football, obviously, football is a sport where you are going to make mistakes. You are only, and I will relate football to life, right? In life, if your life is so smooth and everything's going so well, at what point do you feel like you're growing? Because you've not had a little stumble, you've not had a little setback, and you've not been given a time to reflect and reevaluate the journey and the route you've taken to think, you know what, I need to slow down. But if everything's going so smooth, and in football as well, if everything's going so small, in the minute you hit that bad patch, you're going to feel like you're stuck. And so I'm glad we're talking about this because obviously even for fans, football fans and everyone, understand that footballers do make mistakes. And if you're going out there and have the fear of making a mistake, you're not going to get the best out of them because they'll be hiding from the ball. They'll be hiding from that tackle. They'll be hiding from taking that shot, from that pass.
Definitely. And if on me, so I am, in terms of a person when it comes to playing football, I'm not I say I'm not a perfectionist. I am a perfectionist and all that but I am, sometimes I can be like moon saying, listen, you know what, pass the ball, do it or do that. And like, I get that sometimes some people, it is hard, but I'm the first one there to congratulate or like give compliments and all that kind of thing when it is. So like with myself, I am hard, but like in terms of my mouth and like, do like when I'm saying to Biddy, like, why are you like, stop sliding, stop doing this, stop doing that. But I also will be the first one to congratulate and all that kind of thing. So it's about balance, isn't it? At the end of the day, it is. You're just asking a fair reflections. Give out what you receive. We all love being praised. Every single body loves being praised. But if you keep praising somebody, and then when you do criticize them, you think, bloody hell, I need buck up now. Or so then, do you get what I mean? But then people sit there and go, when I'm talking about the Micky Adams instance now, but he kept criticizing you. And then when you did one thing, it made you feel good. I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. I understand that argument. But there's a difference in criticism than being personally attacked.
Yeah.
You can't call me a fat bastard or this or that, and then expect me to be happy when you go, oh, well done. Like that, it doesn't work like that. I'm talking about personal attacks.
Yeah.
Personal, emotional, mental bullying.
Yeah.
Because I would, everyone's different, obviously, but I can't imagine being called something like that. Oh, Monty, you skinny bastard, you little. And I'll be going home thinking, I need to bulk up. I need to, I need to get stronger. I need to. You get me? That is personal. I think mentally that would kill you, man.
And the one thing I just never understood it because I wasn't even weight. I don't get it. I was never chubby or thingy as a kid like what I am now. Never was. I just don't think I ever recovered after that from it mentally. Like, do you know what I mean? It was a massive, massive thing. It just made me hate football.
Do you think that's the main stem then? That's where it stemmed from?
Definitely.
Is that where your mental health began then? The poor mental health side?
I think I'd always... Possibly, yeah, but also as well, you have to give it in terms of like how you like grew up, like growing up where we did, like obviously a rough council estate and all that kind of thing. Like, seeing what I seen my dad being in prison, and that like I'd never met my dad until later on in life, and now obviously he's You know, he'd take me everywhere, follow me all up and down my country. He's like my idol, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Dad being in prison, seeing my younger brothers getting stabbed and all that kind of thing. So I've always had that. There's always been like trouble. I've always like been involved in trouble. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think from a young age on that set, that's probably never helped. And my mindset is the way it is, and always angry. Just always been an angry kid.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like the world's on your shoulders. So obviously on top of that, when you're supposed to go to work, and you've got it at work as well, because even though it says football, it's still work.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's probably then you just take on too much, and that's probably what, like I say, in the end, we had Dartford in the FA Cup, and I just said I'm not going. I went down Naughty United to my friends, went in the bar in there, never drunk, didn't drink at the time.
Yeah.
So I went there, I didn't drink for a long, long time, because I never drunk when I was growing up. I just never, obviously, I love my mum to pieces and that, but seeing like we drink with what happened with her, because my mum obviously had tried like overdose, do you know what I mean? So seeing that as a kid, over a drink and all, it just put me away from it, do you know what I mean, as well. So I was always angry. But it obviously stems from your upbringing also. But my mum and that were loving to be, she'd give us everything she could.
Yeah.
You know, my dad obviously was in prison, but again, no one come out, was never let me down or anything like that. It just probably come from that as a kid, like sort of like with my other brothers, like they've been like I haven't been in prison, but the rest of them have, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's nothing against our parents, because they're brilliant parents. It's just sometimes that's the life you live, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, in regards to it, I didn't know this part of your life, and it sort of makes me think now in regards of your footballing career when you was at professional club, and the way you was being treated and experiencing the things you were experiencing at home, to then going to a football club and being treated the way you were treated. Do you think you needed someone to sort of actually put their arms around you and make you feel like this is different to what you're seeing at home, and you're going to be able to achieve what you want?
Yeah.
So we're here to support you. We're here to give you that.
Steve Bear
at
Kidderminster did that. That's why I love my time there.
Do you think at Vale could you have maybe taken a different path in your career?
But I'd think so, yeah. I think one of the main, I think also as well as I left, as I turned around and spoke to him and says, obviously I want to leave. He paid my contract off. He didn't have to. So the one thing I'll say is, I said to him, I'll leave no more and don't want money. And he was like, no, we're going to pay your contract off. So they paid my contract off at Christmas. The week later, he left.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Devastated. He went Sheffield United as manager. Sammy Moores, who was in the youth team with, was never getting a sniff. A week later, Jim Gannon that come in, and people say what they want about Jim Gannon. I never met him, but from what I'm saying about the youth team, a lot of the youth players started playing there, giving them a chance.
Wow.
So obviously then you can imagine how my head was. So, well, I couldn't have waited, but I couldn't have waited a week. I didn't know he was going to get the job, but that's just how mad things in life go. If it was a week later, maybe it was a week. I was a week from a different career. Let's put it that way. Maybe.
Does that always play on your mind as well, or is it one of them things that you've kind of got on with now?
No, I've got on with it. It did at the time. Believe you me, you imagine that leaving, that going there, and then seeing like that happen a week later, and then you're looking in. Sammy Morsey's playing, not got a sniff, then plays away at Burnley in the League Cup.
Yeah.
Or Christian Cox, who was in the youth team a year below me, comes on away at Crewe. Never even got a squad number. Then all of a sudden comes on away. So it's little things like that you think that could have. But then again, we all experience them things in life. It's just, I'm just talking as a perspective. Maybe that's. It was a week. It was just a week. It was a week difference. That's what it was. Yeah. But it was the best decision I made as well, because I didn't want to be there. Because how do we know he'd have got the job if I stayed? It's just you just overthink and overplay them things in your head, don't you?
Yeah, I think everyone's guilty of overthinking the past things that they have done and could have changed, definitely. But at the end of the day, you can't, mate.
No, definitely, yeah.
We can't change it.
One human being that would say, I've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's not one out there that can actually put their hand up or even in the comments and tell us that you've never done that.
Yeah, drop them in the comments. Let's see if you've if there's anyone out there that's disagrees.
Life and it's like,
yeah, perfect. Like me.
It is. You just wish you had that. Like, you do overthink. Like, was I overthinking all that stuff that was going on? I probably may have been. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you just can't help that's how your mindset, what that is or was at that time, and just like I say, just that's how it was.
And then you had a. Did you have a season with Leek and Newcastle?
I spent half a season. When I left Port Vale, I went to Leek. The thing was, obviously, I got paid off. The good thing, I got paid off. Then I went to Leek on the same money.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So that was kind of a nice, cushy thing. Neil Cox was a manager who played in the Premier League and all that kind of thing. Brilliant bloke. Loved my time under him.
Yeah.
Then he ended up leaving. So then the season after, I went to Newcastle Town for half a season under Kyle Diskin's dad, John Diskin.
Yeah.
They just lost all the players, so he put together a young side, and it excited me, seeing I was going to be playing with players who'd just been released from likes of Stoke and all stuff like that, but also it had a mix of me mates in, and we were all similar age. The one thing going to that Castle team is I wasn't going to a team that were full of men. Even though there was a few, we had Dave Whittaker, Dave McPherson, and all that, who were the experienced, who just added the icing on the cake for that side that we had.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing for me. I signed a contract on £120 a week, less money than I was on at Leek, but it was just the fact that it was a contract. It was guaranteed money every week, whether we played or not. It was under a bloke who I knew because I grew up with Kyle.
Yeah.
So it was just, and again, he was one of them managers who was hard but fair, which what I always wanted. Because at times he was a horrible bloke, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So I remember scoring 2-1 game, and his team talk was, you think you've done because you scored 2, but you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have done that. You frustrate me so much, and I was like, okay, okay, I'll prove you wrong. Whereas under the other circumstances I was with before, at Vale, it was just constantly being put down, never being told what I should do right.
Yeah.
At least I was getting constructive criticism. And then when I did well, he put things in the paper saying what a wonderful player I was. So, and it was no wonder I'd gone from that then scoring 33 goals by Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I ended up getting the move to Kidderminster from it, because playing under someone like John Diskin, who was a fitness freak but also knew football because he played at a good level himself.
Yeah,
it was just a perfect thing for my career then at that time.
Yeah, you had 3 seasons with Kidderminster, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. The first year I signed, I scored. I think they signed me for $7,000. It was. So obviously I said 4.
Yeah,
I was calling myself to my mates 4-figure Malbsy. thought I was the top boy getting around with money. I am, boys. 4-figure Malbsy. You know what I mean? But going into, but it is the truth. The thing was, I was very skeptical about going. The night before, I remember staying with my dad's, and I said to my dad's, I was like, I don't want to sign. My dad was like, what do you mean? I said, I don't want to go back into pro football.
Yeah,
I just don't want it. And my dad had to taught me to do it, like saying everything like what happened before. Don't what, do you know what I mean? So I was this close of actually not going through with it.
Yeah.
You was living that experience again.
Yes, yeah, that's why it is. That's why it's all come from that. Yeah, so I was that close of not doing it. And if it wasn't for me dad, I wouldn't have.
Wow.
But it was the best thing that I did do. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I love my time there.
Yeah, so the first season was 2011.
Yes, I signed in the February, I think.
Yeah, played 17, scored 8.
Yes, yeah.
And then the season after was 46 apps, 19, and then the final one was 33 apps, 6 goals as well. So that season, the season before the first, when I got the 9,
I've got 19 league goals and 46. Obviously, I've got 20 plus during the season. A striker's always got that in. Don't forget me FA Cup goals and that.
Oh,
mate.
yeah,
Striker. I don't like it. No, I'm joking.
What year was this? When you were at Kidderminster? 2012 and...
What did you say? Say that again.
What year was this in? 2012 and
2000. I think that was the 2012-13 season because I got in. We finished second. We lost in the playoffs. It was a year. It was really, really strange because the first 5 games of the season we lost all 5.
Wow.
The second 5 we drew. We were bottom of the league after 10 games. Then we went on this run where our form was. Because we went on the BBC towards the end of the table. I think it was us and Bayern Munich. So it was Bayern Munich, Kidderminster Harriers, and all of you had the best form. So we had like a big thing over it, and we just went, we'd like win 9 games on the trot, then we'd drop a point, then win another 9 on the trot, do that.
Yeah.
We ended up getting all the way. We got top of the league. And I'll never forget, I said the story before, we went top and Mansfield had a game in hand. And I remember I was down Power League with my mates. And I was looking on my phone, and Mansfield were drawing to Hereford 90th minute.
Yeah.
And I was like saying to my mates, I'm going to be back in the football. I can't believe it. Next minute to turn Luke, 94th minute, Mansfield scored, made it 2-1.
Oh.
So they went top by a point going into the last game of the season. Their last game was Wrexham. Wrexham were in the playoffs. So Wrexham rested all the players, rightly so.
Yeah.
They couldn't go up. They couldn't go out of the playoffs. Played a second string. We played Stockport. Stockport went down. We beat them 5-0. Like we relegated them. But we finished second and lost in the playoffs to Wrexham.
So that was the conference. So was there only one team that goes up automatic?
The team who win it goes up automatic, then like 2nd to 5th were playoffs. That team that we had at that time at Kidderminster, it was magic. Like the teams we were coming up against, we were beating Luton's away. You know what I mean? Like it's always like I sit there and say things like, Monty, you can say this yourself. Like as a lad, knowing that I've been to places like Luton, I've scored because they're a big club. Do you know what I mean? Especially in the conference. Yeah, 10,000 stadium full. Been there, scored the winner there. Scored at Grimsby, scored it all over. Do you know what I mean? So nobody can ever take that away from me. I played in front of thousands. I've scored in front of thousands, and there's no experience like it other than your kids in the life that you can say. Wouldn't you agree, Mont?
Yeah, no, that's so right, man. Even like when I'm watching football and you see teams that I've played against, whether that's in League 2 or League 1, playing like in the Champ or even like Sheffield United, for example.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, when I think I played against them for Oldham and the likes of like Preston in League 1.
Yeah.
And then you see them doing so well, and then when you play at them stadiums as well, it's like,
it's mad. We did the FA Cup the season after. Like we played Peterborough the year we got to the 4th round, played Sunderland away, but like played in every doing that. We beat Peterborough in the 3rd round when they had Lee Tomlin, Britta Sombolongu, and all them kind of players. Like beating them on their part. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that thing going viral. I sent it in our football group chat bid, where they took that free kick and it just hit the bar. Then it was just a big melee on the line kick, and it kick, how it went in, I don't know. But I remember because I was in the wall and that, and I remember turning around watching that. I was like, you just looking, how didn't that go in? Like you just see the fans going mad, and like, then you go to their place and you beat them at their place in their own back garden, knowing if you won, you were playing Sunderland away, who were in the Prem. Gus Poyet was the manager at the time. Do you know what I mean? So all that experience and all that kind of stuff. But I think it was from then, because the manager when we beat Peterborough was Steve Bear, who had a big influence on my career. He got sacked after that.
Did he?
And that's when mentally my head then just started to like deteriorate, and because he was kind of like the glue that was keeping me going. Do you know what I mean? Because he was like a father figure to me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when he got sacked from Kidderminster, then my head just went like, it was just, I didn't know what to do. Just didn't know what to do, because he was the one who gave me that second chance and like really, really looked after me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He made you feel like $1 million. Like,
yeah,
he had that right balance.
You're going from that, say, played in every round, then all of a sudden this new manager comes in. We go Sunderland away, puts me on the bench, which is fair enough. I can act because we're going away to a Premier League club, so we want to play one up front.
Yeah,
fine, no problem. Losing 1-0, like I think we took like 3,000-4,000 fans. They're all singing my name to come on, because if anyone was going to score, it would have been me. Do you know what I mean? That's how I was. That's how all strikers should feel.
Yeah.
Then he brings on someone else called Santiago Eloy, who he brought in. Never played after that. Never seen him since. Went back. Just to basically screw the fans that basically say, I'm the manager.
Oh,
don't tell me, like you want him on, I ain't bringing him on. So there was like people like myself and Shay Dunkley who end up not falling like the ones who were the scapegoats, because we were the fans' favourites.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Like with some managers, they just do that. They just go against the fans and say, you're not in charge, I'm in charge, just to kind of shut people up and put them in a place, kind of thing. And I just never understood that. Yeah,
you still get a lot of love from Kidderminster fans, don't you?
Because when I was there, they knew that I'd give everything. That's the club. Like I ran my heart out for that club. Do you know what I mean? I was one of them fans. Every time I scored, I involved them and all that. Because that's the type of player I'm a passionate player. I'm a passionate guy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When it comes to football, I am passionate about it. Yeah. So I put everything on the line, and they appreciated that, and they could see that. So that's why I was probably too emotionally attached to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when that happened, and I didn't go, oh mate, it broke me.
Yeah, but
it broke me, honestly, and it was just that was the start then of when I just started like locking myself in my room. It's because I live with my mum as well.
Yeah.
So I was like locking myself in my room, didn't want to speak to her, don't see anybody, and I was in that mindset as every day, finish training, get on the train on my own. I just wanted to be on my own, go in, go straight upstairs, bang, the door locked in my bedroom, lights out, just feeling that place. But when I'm saying earlier, I was doing well. I was doing well. Like that season, because that's the season I only scored 6, but I'd never played up front.
Yeah.
We changed the format. Like the season before, I ended up getting 20 plus goals playing up front, and the season after, because the one thing about myself, I'm an adaptable player, so I can play in a lot of positions. I end up playing in one of the 3 in midfield. So for getting 6 goals from midfield at that time, playing a new position that I never played, I was having a good season.
Yeah, that's really good.
In that sense, so I just never understood it. And
so was it like a bit of a vicious circle of going training, then going home, wanting to be on your own? How long did that last for?
Well, it was a couple of months until I ended up I broke down at training. It was come to the point where I was like, I think the physio kind of cottoned on, because that mental health and depression at that time it wasn't big. One spoke about. You didn't dare say anything. Do you know what I mean, to anybody?
Yeah.
You imagine saying that, but you imagine this is how I felt, and this is how I'll always regard it as. And again, I don't need to keep going back. You imagine me having to go to Micky Adams, tell him how I felt, being depressed and feeling like all these thoughts and that.
No, you got laughed at.
I got
you
laughed
at, mate.
Can you imagine that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was that at that moment in time. So, like, the physio, Gav Crow, who I'll owe everything to, he cottoned on.
Yeah.
Because I was coming up with excuses that I can't come in today. This has happened. Like, nothing. I just didn't want to be around anybody. I'd lock myself in my room, wait for my mum to go work, and bang in the room. And I'd just, like, cry all day.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And it was horrible. And then he cottoned on. He had me in his room. He pulled me in his office, in his physio room, and said, like, you tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I just burst out crying. And then he got me in touch with the PFA, sorted out like a psycho or whatever it was. I was going up to Manchester every day, meeting in a hotel and just talking to this guy every single day about how I was and all stuff like that. I miss football. didn't play for the last 3 months of the season because I was going to Manchester every day.
Wow. So you went for therapy every day then in Manchester?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Wow. That's good of the PFA to sort that kind of stuff out.
They were good, yeah. That's the one thing. But I would never have known about anything like that if it wasn't for the physio. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like with him doing all that, then the manager we had at that time, he ended up getting sacked. So we had another manager come in, who then wanted to be coming all through pre-season after everything that I got done. Yeah. The manager who come in was Steve Beard's assistant. So I thought he was Steve Beard's assistant before. So I thought, okay, could be all right. He had me in all through the off season, knew everything that went on, but I don't think he didn't know everything that went on. Sorry. And then when he must have found out, like they had me in, I was number 10. That was my number, 10. And I remember coming in, looking, and he changed my number to 15. And to other people, that might be small, do you know what I mean? But how I was mentally fragile at that time, I thought I started building myself back up, want to be around people. I come in, speak to him, then saw my number was 15. I just went straight back down again, gone. Packed in, paid me up, said I'd sign for Staley Bridge. And then I went to meet Staley Bridge, right? Because it was one of my ex-players, Keith Bridge, who was at Kidderminster, so I liked him. Yeah. I never wanted to go. Don't even know why I went. So I just went out of respect. And he pulled the contract out of me in front. And I panicked. I was on my own. I'm still only 21, 22, young. Yeah. Panicking. Didn't want to play football. I had in my mind I wasn't going to play again. Signed it. Panicked. Signed it. Got back on the train home. Crying my eyes out again on the train home on the way back. Wow. Thinking, what have I done? And going back to the Kidderminster thing with Gary Wild, he was like, he had me in all through the off season to get fit. And then it was 3 times a week. So I was coming in the off season when it was our days off. Do you know what I mean? That. And at the end, just says, after everything that went on, found out, we can go, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So all of a sudden, we've gone from being high to just lowest of the low. And that's again, then just killed me off.
Wow. I'm speechless, mate. You know why? Because a lot of the times when we feel like that, or a lot of people feel the way you was feeling, something is happening that's not positive. There's nothing going there. Yeah. But in your case, a lot was going your way in regards of, obviously, you had football.
Exactly.
You was doing really well at the time.
Good money, mate. Let's get into it. I was on good money as well, never had money problems. Didn't have a bill pay at home because I lived with my mum. So I had nothing like that where I had money troubles, or I just cannot tell you now why I felt that way. And I was in such a bad place, like crying every day. It was just mad.
Which is why we do what we do, man, and sharing these experiences and different walks of life. Like your hit, like your story is amazing, and to have had no problems financially, to everything going perfectly well, having everything that you want, and you still somehow up here, little brain of yours was doing a madness that you and it's man, I actually don't know what to say, man.
It's just mad, isn't it? Because it's just mad because you just can't explain it. So I just remember, like, after when I signed for Staley Bridge, I knew I messed up again. Yeah. The money they offered, brilliant money, brilliant. It was never about the money. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was never about the money. It was just coming back. And I remember, and this is the worst thing that killed it off for me at Kidderminster. I love the football club. I love like the fans. But when I rang up needed help, they said they'd help me. And I was like, listen, I messed up. I shouldn't have signed. Like, I'm coming in Monday to sign my contracts. So basically, the contract signed at Staley Bridge. I went there on the Friday. I signed Monday's date. So it'd go for 1
right.
month at that. So when I rang up Kidderminster and said this, I said, obviously, I'm coming up Kidderminster to sign me release papers and all that.
Yeah.
Can you like put the dates to the Tuesday? So like the contract then with Stalybridge, I won't be going through like, or can you sort it that way? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no problem. And I thought, thank God for that. I'll just go home now and just sort myself out.
Yeah.
Weekend, I did something at the weekend. I had a really good weekend because I can remember it vivid as day. I went out with my mates. We went out for, I think that's the first time I started drinking. So we went out, we all had a few drinks and all stuff like that, and had a really good weekend. Pardon?
How old was you?
22, 23.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
So no, it's all right. That's the first time I'd ever started drinking. So even before, like, I'd never drank or anything, so that was never... So I can never... No one ever sit there and say, was it the drink getting you down? No, because I didn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
So I started drinking, and then all of a sudden... come on the Monday, come up that they've been released, and Stalybridge announced me.
Oh, mate.
Man, after I saw it like that, and I was just like, oh my God. So then all of a sudden you go back to being that. I tried to speak to Stalybridge saying, I'm not playing, I don't want to play football. They were having none of it. They wouldn't release my contract. I was even saying, I'll sign something where I can't play for a year because I only signed a year contract. Do you know what I mean? That's how adamant I was of not playing. I had money in the bank. I was okay. I didn't need it. So I said, I'm not gonna. And this is what May time, all in June time.
Early. That was early into the season, though, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, didn't even turn. It was the end of the season before, but beginning of the next like in that. I was like, I'm not coming. So then I just didn't. I didn't go. Didn't play.
Wow.
I think I didn't play. Didn't bother going. He was speaking to me every day. I was like, no, it's not. It's not me. I don't want to play football no more. I don't want to do it. I've just had too many bad experiences that it's not weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then, pardon?
I love it how from those experiences that you've had, you became to an extent mentally strong to know what you've wanted.
Yeah.
And for what you believed. That's amazing. Sorry, bro.
No, cheers. No, cheers. Yeah. And then it come to, so bearing in mind, then it come to, I think it was September time, October time. And then he rang Fernie. He was another one. I was at Kidderminster. He was a scout at Kidderminster. He was a scout who was at our every game we were at. He was a scout of the club. He was at every game we were at, scouting the opposition. We played then for the next time we played him. He was one of them. He was one, but what a great bloke. He just went Stalybridge. And he rang me up. He was like with Keith Briggs. He was like, I've gone as assistant here. Like, what's happening? Spoke to him. He said, just please come. And I thought, so bearing in mind, like June, July, August, I had 4 months of nothing, no football, nothing. And I thought, you know what? I'll go a training session.
Yeah,
they were full time at that point. Stalybridge were. I think they might be now still, but they were full time. So I thought, okay, I'll go. Got the train up to Stockport because they trained at Stockport Village. It's called. It's like a little sports complex. It was really nice. So I thought, bloody hell, these facilities, the facilities that they had were better than like a lot of pro clubs. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. Trained. Then they were like, do you want to play Saturday?
Oh no!
So, bloody hell, I haven't played like. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. Didn't think I was going to start. Started in the FA Cup. Qualified third qualifying round. And do you know what the worst thing? We played a team, Sheldon. We were in the Conference North. Sheldon were like below. There were a lot of leagues below. And we lost. We lost to them. Travelled all the way up their place because they play up north. So straight away, as soon as I've come back, I was like, and like, because they must have been going for a bad time at the time, Stalybridge must. So probably that's why I wanted to play with it. Anyway, we lost. And I remember coming in the changing room and it just erupted in the changing room, everyone kicking off. So again, as you can imagine, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is why I didn't want to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't need this shit.
I do not need this crap now. Like, I got myself away from it all. But football, it's a drug, man. Like, you know, as much as I didn't want to play, I'll tell everyone I didn't. I did. Do you know what I mean? Because you still got, like I said earlier, there's them little buzz and little things that you can only get from football. It doesn't matter what level you play at, you'll only get them things. There's nothing compared to it in life. So you kind of miss that. But if I come back and we won and love, I mean, but then again, am I being too picky? Was I overthinking it? Am I being too? But that's how you think, wasn't it, at the time? Like, thought, I'll stick out with it. Played the next game, scored. We lost again, but scored. Then I'm thinking, okay. Then the game after that, we played, I don't think who we played on Tuesday night. Gone. I mean, I was gone, mate. I hadn't had no pre-season. I was only training, coming back. I was dead on my feet. I was the worst player on the pitch. And by half time, I asked to be brought off at half time.
Yeah.
I was so bad. I was killing the team and it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
And then come off and played another game after that. And I just knew I felt like we knew it just wasn't going to work out. Like my head wasn't there again. It just wasn't right. It wasn't fair on Staley Bridge. It wasn't fair on me. It wasn't fair on anybody who was paying to come watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wasn't ready for full-time football. And then we ended up coming to an agreement. Pete Ward come in from Kidsgrove, offer me part-time football at Kidsgrove twice a week. Get paid with them. You haven't got to get a job because you get paid with Kidsgrove. You only train Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
We're sorted with Staley Bridge. Never looked back since, mate. Probably best decision of my life.
Yeah, so you've got, what is this, your record goal scorer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Over 150.
All-time top goal scorer, yeah. So
that's when I came across Ant-Man, my first pre-season game at Kidsgrove. See this number 10 up front. I'm thinking,
chubby lad.
I'm thinking, who is this number 10? Jesus.
Did you get twisted up, Monty? Did you get twisted up?
I know. I remember Monty twisting Disco up. You megged him in that, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Yes, you did. He got hammered after that, mate. Honestly, everyone we came, he absolutely twisted him up. We drew 1-1 as well. I scored, I think. Was that the game? I scored.
And I was thinking, man, this guy is sick, man.
You need him at Vale now, don't you, mate?
That's when the lads. That's when I heard, obviously, part of your story in regards to. I think it must have been Pope. I said, "Oh, and yeah, he used to be at Vale when he was younger, and all that." But obviously, I never heard.
Yeah.
That's personal things to you, and it's good that we were able to listen to.
Yeah, definitely. It's good, but like I say, like going from all that to going into this part-time thing with Kidsgrove, it was probably the thing that I needed more than anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It allowed me to. I wasn't there full time. I was only there for an hour on a Tuesday, hour Thursday, Saturday, play the game and go. I wasn't with anybody who were. Like, I was with my mates, but like who were new through football. So, and then I was with a manager, Wardy, who changed my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was another one like Steve Bear. He was just. Oh, like he'd ring me every day, see how I just felt loved again. Do you know what I mean? And he is, and I'll always be grateful to him and Ian Cooper. I'll always be grateful for them because they changed my life for the better. I was on my tablet, like I went through it again a little bit at the end of. It was nothing to do with football. At the end of Kidsgrove, first season, I scored 42. I had a very good season, do you know what I mean? I had all that. I had a very good season. I just felt, and then up going on these depression tablets. Yeah. And then when I went on them, the first time I ever took them before, I had therapy to help get through. So people saying this time, like doctors telling me to take these, and that's when I end up piling the weight on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did, and I just never recovered from it. Getting it off. Yeah. Because I was. But it got to that point in life where I thought, well, the decision was made. I was never going back pro. Never in a million years wanted to.
Yeah.
I was comfortable then. I was at the weight I am now, where I am over, chubby, overweight and all that, but I'm still football fit. I still score goals. I'm at the level, do you know what I mean? Boy. So, again, going back, using me weight as an advantage and all that kind of thing to hold the ball up and all that. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
And that's all I am happy, and I haven't felt. You still get your days where you thingy, but since then I've never been. But since then I'm not depressed. Like, say I'm not depressed, but you get what I mean. I'm not in that where I'm thinking, oh my, like I'm in that mindset. Everything now is just, you know what I mean. I've got 2 beautiful kids, beautiful misses, a house. You know what I mean, regular income. I've got everything that I need.
Yeah.
But them experiences going through all of that have probably helped me manage. That's why I love managing Sundays, because it's just, there's something I can't explain of winning things with a group of your mates, or how close you get. You just can't explain. And the things that we did, like I took over a team called Sneak Green FC. So it was all my mates from school. Odgie, everybody, like Odgie and all them, who Dan Hodgkiss, who are my best mate. They weren't good enough to get in any other Sunday side.
Yeah.
To other people, they weren't good enough. So we thought, we'll make a side together. I come from a good side, and the other Sneed, that Popey Sneed, I managed with him, and they were a good side. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they were a very good side, one of the best in Stoke, with 6 towns and all them, in Charlie Fnave. And we made this team called Sneed Green FC, started in Division 2, got to the Prem, only team in Cores who won Division 1, won 20 out of 20, but we were never battering sides. You come watch us, we were like, we weren't good. We weren't good on the eye. I was a manager, I couldn't play, we ain't good, but we were a group of mates that ran through a brick wall for each other.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting to the cup final in the Prem, the most underdog probably side ever, playing Charlie Fnave, one of the best sides, 2-0 down, 5 minutes go, win 3-2.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, playing Charlie Fnave, we were the best side, like one of the best side around. I mean, it was just, I can just remember when we got that 3rd goal, I just had a little, do you know, when you're just running around and all that, you just take a little moment to take the thing in.
Yeah.
It's only Sunday League.
Yeah.
To other people, it's only Sunday League, but I just took that moment to look round and just look who I'd won this trophy with.
Yeah.
Dan Hodgkiss, Adam Fredgold, Nathan Rees, Jack Arnold, Joe Gibbo, Bento, Groomy. Like, do you know what I mean? You're looking around and you're seeing these guys who you grew up with, who Bar Groomy's always been good at Bento, but who being told they weren't good enough for other teams, you wouldn't do nothing like that. And to sit there and win something with that, even though I've done what I've done in football, like I've been called up to England, being the conference team of the year, score goals for a foul. That moment then, I think that's when I realised in my life, and everything that happened, without sounding too emotional, that happened for that reason there. And that is mad to say that it was over a Sunday League trophy. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, the smallest thing became the biggest thing in your life.
Yes, yeah. And I think it was that moment then, the Rob Thompsons, Dan Malpa, I can't forget people like I do all played, like Kieran Lees, I could name them all, but it was just that moment, sit there and Luke, who we'd won it with, and I just think, wow. Like, do you get what I mean? That's when I knew then. That's when I knew.
Yeah. So if you had some advice to, say there's a young 17-year-old who might be listening to this and he's in an academy somewhere and he's not feeling it because of the manager or the coaching staff, it's not getting right for him, what advice would you give to these kind of players?
I'd definitely say go in and talk, and just talk to somebody, whether that be a first team player or somebody who's in who will listen, and then just also talk to that manager as well. Like, and if you're not getting and he doesn't give you an answer, do what's best for you then. If you don't want to, I'd never sit there and tell somebody, tell them what to do, because you've got to do what is best for you at that time, because it's all right sitting there and me telling you, well, you should do this, you should do that, but I don't know your situation, that you don't know the full ins and out of things, do you?
No, mate.
But just please do what makes you happy.
Yeah, as long as you're happy.
And as long as you're my advice would be, as long as you're happy, go do that. Still try it out, but go talk to the manager and try to get to the bottom of it. Please don't go try and get to the bottom of it, but please be happy. Be happy, do you know what I mean?
Love it, man. I'll add one more thing in there. Sorry.
Go on, yeah. No, go on.
It's good advice, but also for listeners, for viewers, for everyone. You just listen to Anthony's advice about talking, be happy, what's more important in life, happiness, your own happiness. Apply these things in your day-to-day life as well.
Yes.
If you are going through anything, if you're struggling with something, find someone that you can speak to and be open, be honest with yourself. And for those who are listening to these people speaking to you, just be kind and listen.
Oh,
Definitely.
yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Malbs, it's been immense having you on today.
Nice one. Thanking you, boys.
Honestly, thanks for your time.
What a story, man.
I want to thank everyone who's been watching, everyone who's listening. What did we say, Monty? We love them.
We love you all.
Love, 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 love. Take care.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you.
Take it easy, guys.